You guys wanted me to review this Revoltech Flash KO, and so I got him. But is he any good? Let's find out. Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna take a look at amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Flash knockoff that I got from AliExpress. As I said, you guys wanted me to get this and review it because you've heard some good things about this KO. Personally, I don't have any connection to the character, but I do love these Revoltech KOs, and I also wanted to see for myself if the good things said about this guy are true. So we will find out together if this KO is worth buying, and without further ado, let's get started. First, a quick look at the box. It's a standard windowless packaging that the official company uses these days, with few promo shots of the figure in front, but you can see that there is no names or logos here other than this Max. And that Max, whatever it is, KO company or whatever, I've had some of their KOs in the past. They did one of the best Revoltech KOs out there, the 2.0 Deadpool, and that's the figure that I love so much I always have fun time posing it around. So I'm expecting the similar quality from this Flash KO, but we'll see. Side of the box shows the figure in a vanilla pose and literally nothing else. Back of the box shows even more promo shots plus an image of all included accessories. Other side shows few more close-ups of the figure, nothing on the top, warnings at the bottom. So now, let's open it up and let's take a look at the figure. Here is Flash out of the box, and based on my first impressions, the figure looks really good, even like this in a basic vanilla standing pose. I'm also pleased to say that there are no loose joints here, nothing is floppy. There is also a nice reflective shine on the whole suit, except on the face, as it should be. The figure is nicely painted for the most part. There is some paint bleeding on few places, but nothing terrible. In terms of the overall look, this is one of the best looking KOs that I've ever seen. But let's now take a closer look at the details. Here is a closer look at the head. Amazing Yamaguchi figures usually have stylized human faces, and this guy is no different. That's how it is on the original, so it all depends if you like that kind of style or not. But in terms of the quality of the sculpt and print on this KO, the face looks fantastic. I don't think that the face is painted, it's probably molded in the skin tone, but the eyes and the line of the mouth are nicely printed, and that's good to see. The mask looks good, and so do the ears, which are removable by the way, but we'll get to that. The neck looks good as well. Here is a closer look at the arms, and here you can see some paint bleeding of this mustardy gold paint going over the red. I always expect these kinds of things because it's a KO and you can't expect to get the same quality as the original for such a cheap price. Here is a look at the torso and his chest symbol. There is some imperfection in the plastic, but nothing too terrible. The muscles are nicely sculpted. His belt should be pegged into his back here, but the connection is not that perfect. You can always glue it in if that bothers you. The crotch is made out of an extremely rubbery material, and sometimes when you bend the figure forwards, it warps and stays underneath the torso. So that kind of annoys me. I should say that I don't have the original figure, so I can't tell if it's like that on the official release. The legs also look good. Other than the paint bleeding on some places like here, for example, there are no major issues here. Here is the back of the figure, and you can see more of these peg holes here because this guy comes with a lot of electricity accessories that plug into him, and we'll look at those in a minute. But before I move forward to accessories and articulation, I would like to point out some issues that I had with this figure. I can't say if this is something that only my copy had, but just in case, I want you guys to know what to expect and what issues you could have if you decide to get this figure. I've already mentioned the crotch piece being too soft and going under the torso. I also had a brief issue with the neck not wanting to go behind the chest, but sitting on the top of them instead. Luckily, chest piece is also made out of a soft plastic, so I was able to connect the neck in a proper way. But the worst issue that I had on this guy were the butterfly joints. Revoltech figures have a specific design for the butterfly joints that usually move forwards and backwards. They slide like this. But on this guy, those were completely stuck. They are fine now, but initially actually out of the box, they didn't move at all, and I think that they were either glued or the pieces were so tightly smashed together that they froze. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I had a tough time fixing that issue, but the good news is that I was able to do it. So what I did is I removed everything, the head, the neck, the arms, and even peeled off the two butterfly pieces of the figure, just so that I can get to those stuck joints inside of the torso. First, I've heated them up with a hairdryer, hoping that that will loosen up the plastic, but at first that didn't work. Then I've used a small Dremel, hoping to create a little bit of room around the joints, but that also didn't work. Then I used a little bit of oil, just a few drops, and start forcing the joints to move left and right until they finally moved. It took me a good half an hour or even more to do this fix, but now the joints finally move. I also had to glue back the butterfly pieces after I was done. That was no issue at all because they were glued on there before, so fortunately I didn't have to break anything. And now this guy moves like he should. His articulation, you can see it with both butterfly joints, now works perfectly. So again, if you are getting this KO, just expect that you could have some issues, but also know that with a little bit of time and patience, those can be fixed. Okay, so now let's first take a look at his accessories and then we'll move to the articulation part. First, he comes with 5 total faceplates, one that is already on the figure and 4 alternate ones. But I have to say, on this first one, I don't see any huge difference in comparison with the one that is already on the figure, and we can compare the two, and yeah, to me, this looks the same, so I don't see any difference. And then we have an alternate angry face with grinning teeth, and on this one, he's looking straightforward. And then we have another one that is just like the previous one, but he's looking to his right. And the final alternate faceplate is the angry yelling faceplate. And I do like how all of these turned out. And the way to change these faceplates is simply by removing the head, pulling the face off. And here you can see that these two are definitely the same faces. And then let's say we want to put his angry face. You can see that there is a square peg inside, and we slide this in, pull the mask over his eyes, we put this piece back on, and now this is the look that we have, and I think that this looks fantastic. He also comes with a bunch of alternate hands in a small bag like this. A pair of fisted hands is already on the figure, and then we get a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of dynamic open hands, and a pair of running hands. You also get an extra Revoltech joint, and this is a small one, probably for the wrists. Changing out the hands is no issue at all. We simply pull this one off, and an alternate hand slides on without any issues. He comes with this standard Revoltech tool for removing the joints and articulating the eyes, but this guy doesn't have that feature. He also comes with a translucent stand, so we get a base, the neck of the stand, and then the clamp, and you obviously have to put it together. And with the stand, we are also getting this extension this time, and this, I assume, plugs into his back. And then he comes with a ton of all kinds of different electricity accessories. You get an alternate chest symbol that is all charged up, and it is translucent, unlike the one that is on the figure. So this plugs into his chest. Then you get an alternate pair of charged up ears. Then we get this running piece, and this is like a base stand as well, because here is where his foot should peg in, and this is also a nice looking piece. Then we get 4 pairs of electric effects that all look similar, but they do have kind of a different design. So we get a pair of these, and you see the pegs to plug them into the figure. You get another pair of those, so 4 in total, and then you get a pair of these smaller effects. But then on top of all that, you get 6 of these larger electric accessories. All of these electric accessories look beautiful. They are made out of a transparent yellow plastic, and so this is one of the results that we can get using all of these accessories. This is how it looks like, and the result is fantastic, at least in my opinion. I did notice another issue with this guy, namely this peg hole here on his right shoulder was not functioning at all. You can see that it's not fully drilled, so there you go. I just wanted to point that out. But everything else works perfectly on this guy, and I'm really satisfied with how all of this turned out. Let's now take a look at his articulation. The head and the neck give you some nice range of movement. The head can rotate 360, look side to side, tilt, side to side. He can look down this much and up really far. We have those butterfly joints that are now properly working. Arms move out this much, they rotate 360 and they swivel in the shoulders. Then we have bicep swivel, a swivel in the elbow bends this much. We have a swivel in the wrists and a hinge in all directions. 2 cuts in the torso, and together they give you some nice side to side movement. Great side to side tilt. This guy can bend forward this much, back only this much. Legs move out this much, they move forward and back. We have a tie cut, knees bend in all the way, and then we have a boot cut with a swivel in the ankles. Feet move forward this much, back this much. We have a nice toe joint and a great ankle pivot. Let's now compare this guy to some other figures. Here is how he scales with the City Toys KO of amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Agent Venom and an AliExpress KO of amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Venom. Here is how he scales with 2 more AliExpress KOs of amazing Yamaguchi figures, and these are all made by those Max guys, whoever they are. So on the left we have a KO of Arkham Knight / Red Hood and 2.0 Deadpool. Here is how he scales with Mafex Superman and Batman. Here is how he scales with Mafex the Batman and the SH Figuarts Dark Knight Batman. Here he is next to the original Mafex 185 Spider-Man and Mafex 2.0 Dark Knight Joker. Here he is with the City Toys KO of 185 Mafex Spider-Man and City Toys KO of Mafex #1 The Amazing Spider-Man. Here is how he scales with 2 City KOs of Wolverine. And finally, here he is with 2 Hasbro figures. We have him next to the Black Series Imperial Stormtrooper and retro-carded Symbiote Spidey. So there you go, that was my review of amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech Flash KO from AliExpress. It's an overall great copy, but as you guys saw, you can expect some issues that can be frustrating, but at least they can be fixed with a little bit of patience. I would still recommend this figure, especially if you are a fan of the character and you don't have the original release. This is a beautiful looking copy that, once it's fixed, has a fantastic articulation, and with all of these electric effects that you get here, you'll have a lot of fun posing this guy around. Just expect that you will probably have to invest some time into fixing some of the possible issues, but that's what you get with a KO. These things should always be expected. I still love it and I recommend it if you don't mind buying KOs. If you want to get this guy, link for where I got him is down in the video description. But these were all just my thoughts, and now I would love to hear yours. What do you guys think about this figure? Do you like it or do you think it's bad? Do you feel like these issues make this KO not worth getting, or do you think that it's not a big deal? Let me know all of it down in the comments. As always, I want to say thank you to my Patreon supporters for helping me to keep the channel alive. If anyone else can join and help, please do so, because everything that I earn over there goes into the future channel content. If you're interested, Patreon link is down in the description. I also offer a channel membership. For 99 cents per month, you can support the channel and help me to get more of these figures that you want me to review. So if you can, join and become a channel member. And if not, that's also okay. You are still helping simply by watching and sharing my videos. So thank you guys for watching, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see ya in the next video.